ng bagong mamamayan. Tapat sa pag-uulat. Ito po ang Presidential Broadcast Service sa Metro Manila. Radyo Pilipinas 1, 738 AM.
Oras sa buong Pilipinas, 5 minuto makalipas ang alas 3 ng hapon. Isang magandang hapon po sa inyo lahat at welcome po tayo sa ating programang Kalinga Hatid ng Red Cross dito po sa Radyo Pilipinas. Ngayon po unang linggo ng buwan ng Hunyo. June na po tayo ngayon at napakabilis po talaga ng panahon dahil kita mo naman kailan lang ay April, May, summer season, tapos biglang itong weekday lang na nag-declare po ang Pag-asa ng officially onset na ng rainy season. At inaanyayahan po namin kayong pasubaybayan ang ating programa hanggang alas 4 po tayo ng hapon dito po sa Radyo Pilipinas. At syempre tayo live sa Facebook, Kalinga Hatid at Radyo Pilipinas, at sa ating dito sa RP1 na mapapanood sa TV Plus Channel 3 at for the box channel 45 to 49 at syempre sa 738 kHz sa Radyo Pilipinas. At nice nating pasalamatan ng bumubuo ng ating programa mula po sa Presidential Broadcasting Service, ang ating Director Bong Aportadera, ang ating Station Manager Alan Alyanige, ang ating iba pang kasama si Sir Ray Sampang at si Sir Maki, at sa technical side si Sir Oli Lopez at si Ma'am Joy Timidan. At siyempre sa Philippine Red Cross ang ating Chairman and CEO Richard J. Gordon, ang ating Vice Chairperson Governor Corazon Alma de Leon, ang ating Secretary General Dr. Gwen Pang, at ang iba pang Board of Governors ng ating Philippine Red Cross, kasama ang ating mga Chapter Administrator, Board of Directors, Red Cross 143 at Red Cross Youth. Okay? At hindi na natin patatagalin, mga kasama natin via Zoom ang ating Vice Chairperson, walang iba kundi ang ating Governor Corazon Alma de Leon. Ma'am, magandang hapon po.
Yes, good afternoon. Maraming salamat, Edison. Babasahin ko muna ang message ni retired Chief Justice Hilarion Davide Jr. when he wrote, "Today, Sunday, the 2nd of June, we join Christendom celebrating the feast of Corpus Christi, the solemnity of the most holy body and blood of Christ. Jesus is with us always. He's the way, the truth, and the life, the resurrection and the life, the good shepherd, the light of the world, the bread of life, and the true vine. Pray and pray that we always remain in His heart and never be separated from the love of the eternal Father, and unity with the Holy Spirit through Jesus, with Jesus, and in Jesus, victory against all evils and forgiveness of our sins are assured. Let us rejoice and be glad as we celebrate Corpus Christi and pray, O blessed of blood and water which flowed out from the heart of Jesus as a fountain of mercy for us. I trust in you. Amen." Thank you very much. Ang opening natin dahil ngayon ay Sunday of Corpus Christi. We're fortunate, dalawang bisita natin.
Yes po, opo.
Ang unang-una ay ang IFRC Regional Communications Manager based in Malaysia, si Abil Ava Rances. Mag-greet ka muna, Ava. Go ahead.
Greet ka muna, Ma'am Ava.
Magandang hapon, Governor Cora, and hi, Edison.
Yes. And of course, ang ating sariling ang si Governor Leonida Baby Ortiz, member ng Board of Governors ng Philippine Red Cross. Greet ka muna. Rainbow color ito.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Gov Cora and Edison.
Hello po.
Yes,
Finally, nakasama natin si Gov Baby.
Ang gagawin ko, dahil dalawa kayo, isang international, mag-alternate tayo, no? Pareho kayong tatanungin ko. Unahin ko si Ava dahil based siya in Malaysia. Siguro, ang unang tanong background sa'yo, paano at kailan ka nagsimula sa Red Cross? At ano yung, kasi nakalagay dito, regional communications ka. ano talaga ang gampanin mo dyan sa Malaysia? Go ahead.
Thank you,
Go
Gov.
ahead.
Actually,
Sige.
kakakita lang din po natin this week sa visit ni IFRC President Kate Forbes. Sa totoo po, nagsimula po ako sa PRC nung Humanitarian Pandemic Preparedness Project under the Community Health and Nursing Services kay Dr. Francisco back in 2009. So nagsimula po ako doon as communication officer. So parang nung bumalik po ako sa IFRC in 2022, parang life came in full circle kasi panahon pa ng COVID, so another pandemic. So yun po yung history ko. 5 years initially as a national staff, PRC, and then IFRC delegation. And then first mission ko po as a delegate sa South Sudan in 2014. And then I returned as IFRC Communications Manager in September 2022. It's really a huge role, Gov Cora, and I'm very proud to apply the lessons that I learned from Philippine Red Cross and the IFRC delegation. Sanay tayo na laging may emergencies, disasters na kahit anong uri, and yun din po yung ginagawa ko ngayon sa KL. So I covered the entire region with 38 National Red Cross and Red Crescent societies, from Kabul all the way to the Pacific Islands, I don't know, Kiribati, Tuvalu. So yun po yung role natin, mostly about media, and then especially ngayon po na very digital age na po tayo, social media din po, and making sure that we position the IFRC as the leading humanitarian organization in the region. Thank you, Gov.
Okay, babalikan kita. Tatanungin ko muna si Governor Baby Ortiz dahil kilalang kilala din ng media, no? Kumbaga sariling atin si Governor Baby Ortiz, pero gusto kong matanong kasi ang dami niyang engagement. Ang tanong ko, bakit sa Philippine Red Cross mo ninais magsilbi o magbigay serbisyo? At gaano katagal ka na sa PRC, sa Philippine Red Cross? Go ahead, go baby.
Thank you, Gov Cora. Ang total years of service ko sa Philippine Red Cross mag-umpisa sa Manila chapter is 29 years.
Okay.
Sa Philippine Red Cross sa national is 25.
Wow!
May pang 4 years niyan when I was member of the Manila chapter.
Mhm.
Ang totoo, bawat organisasyon na kinakabilangan ko ay may kanya-kanyang advokasya na tunay namang nakakatulong sa komunidad. Subalit ang Red Cross ay masasabi ko na isang organisasyon na unang rumiresponde sa mga emergency at mga sakuna. Ang Red Cross ay kilala sa mabilis nitong pagtugon sa mga sakuna na nagbibigay ng agarang tulong at pangmatagalang suporta sa pagbangon. Ang galing ng Red Cross na magbigay kaalaman sa paghanda sa sakuna at tumutulong sa mga komunidad na maging mas matatag at mas handa. Kaya ang Red Cross po ay tunay na isang organisasyon na aking ipinagmamalaki at aking kinabibilangan.
Alam mo, marami kang engagements, ano? Volunteer ka, maraming organizations. Pero hindi ko ikukumpara ang Red Cross dahil international ang Red Cross.
Yes.
Ang Red Cross, nakita ko nakasama tayo sa Geneva at naniniwala ako na malaki na ang naiambag mo bilang volunteer. Pero siguro sa mga activities ng Red Cross, alam ko, active ka talaga at nakita natin. Siguro ikwento mo yung Manila chapter na isinagawa nung Biyernes. Dahil makasama tayo doon. Nakasama ako doon. Go baby.
Okay, yung Manila chapter, kasi po ang Philippine Red Cross has 102 chapters. Manila chapter is just one of them. So nung Friday, nagkaroon kami ng membership fund drive. Naka-raise po kami ng mga 4.1 million pesos that day, that Friday. Pero ang target po is 5 million pesos. Pero nag-assure naman po ang aming vice chair na si Bernie Ang na pupunuan niya yung 4.1 million para maging 5 million pesos. So ito po ay pumupunta sa iba't ibang activities ng Manila chapter. Sa pagtulong din po sa 6 districts of the city of Manila in case there are calamities in the district. Gov Cora.
Thank you. Mabalikan natin si Ava, no? Kasi yung kinukwento mo, may relasyon din sa communications kasi regional communications manager si Ava. Sa palagay mo, yung mga balitang katulad ng sa Manila Chapter, Philippine Red Cross, paano nyo masasabi ko na isasambulat all over the region kasi regional communications ka, di lang sa Pilipinas. And I'm so proud of you na dati ka sa Philippine Red Cross at ngayon ay na region-based ka sa Malaysia. Sige rin. Sabihin mo paano nyo binabandilyo yung mga balita, di lang sa Malaysia, but ngayon sa Pilipinas. Go ahead, Ava.
Thank you, Gov. So ngayon nga po, no, very digital na yung age natin ngayon. I remember nung sa H2P pa, 2009, mostly newspaper-based pa, tapos hindi pa masyadong gamit noon ng social media. So right now, social media is, I would say, the main platform for us to share any breaking news. So halimbawa po kasi sa LinkedIn, journalists, dyan po sila nagmo-monitor, and tsaka sa Twitter po, yung donor organizations natin. And then yung mga ambassadors, mostly nandyan din po sila. So depende po sa target audience natin or audience na gusto nating i-engage. Nasa iba't ibang platform po sila. So primarily social media, and then usually po kung halimbawa mapapansin nyo ngayon kung sakaling may anything na breaking na nangyayari at gustong mag-provide ng IFRC or ng National Society ng further information, we use the website still. So yung website po ng IFRC na overhaul po siya in October 2021, and then yung mga national societies natin, very active din po sila sa kanilang social media. So for example, PRC, I follow them in all platforms, Facebook, Instagram. So kasi lahat po tayo, mostly lahat na po ng tao with their smartphones, everyone is on social media. So doon po tayo nagsisimula lagi. And then may mga podcast din po tayo, and then usually depende rin po sa context. So halimbawa, many national societies talagang Facebook po yung gamit nila. And then recently may TikTok na rin po, although emerging din po siya, and siyempre po YouTube.
Actually, alam natin na kakilala na ang Philippine Red Cross and of course in the region. Na-mention niya na yan din sa atin, ano? Pero siguro ikaw bilang dating Red Cross at ngayon ay nasa regional ka, ano yung mga natutunan mo noon at ngayon sa Red Cross here and abroad? Ano yung kalakasan na nangyari sa'yo? Go ahead, Ava.
Bob, masasabi ko po talaga, passion is very important. Kasi very fulfilling yung ginagawa natin. And there is no perfect place. So kung talagang if you are driven by passion, gusto mo yung ginagawa mo, ako feeling ko with every story, every post, every content, I'm creating change, or it helps raise money or donation or fundraising so that the affected families by any disaster will have a meal on their table that day, hopefully. So yung mga ganun, if you will be able to connect sa bigger picture, and then yun nga, in addition to passion, I think it will be very it's a very successful formula for you to stay on. Also yun sa Philippine Red Cross na natutunan ko rin po, kagaya po nga nang sabi ko, kasi I started with Typhoon Ondoy. So since then, tuloy-tuloy na po tayo, Typhoon Juan, Typhoon Sendong, so ang dami po talaga. So talagang it will stretch your flexibility, agility, na you will remain to be there. Na minsan I remember I have to cancel my leave kasi may emergency, but it's also about serving the people. So it's also about the love for the work, but also at the same time, you find that time for yourself para makapag-recuperate, kasi talaga din pong nakakapagod at times, lalo kapag po sunod-sunod yung ginagawa.
Alam mo, ikaw sunod-sunod ang ginagawa. Si Governor Baby Ortiz, ay masasabi kong hindi yan baby sa mga activities. Marami yang ikukwento niya yung ibang experiences niya o ibang organization dahil kaakibat din to ng pagtulong sa Philippine Red Cross. Pero gusto kong ilarawan niya.
I would love to hear from Gov Baby, kasi marami po akong na-meet nitong week, yung mga galing iba't ibang chapter na na-meet talaga si Kate Forbes, who traveled all the way to Manila. So yes. I'm really looking forward to hear from her today.
Oh, ayan, no? Meron ka ng fan club din dito, no? So siguro, ikwento mo saan ka kasali at ano ang pinagkakaiba ng organization natin sa Philippine Red Cross? Go ahead, Go Baby.
So, ang mga organization na kasali ko, GovCora, is the Girl Scouts of the Philippines.
Yes.
Nandyan ako ngayon sa Central Board. 15 central board ang composition. Ito naman, we're focusing on the girls and the young adults, training them sa mga camping, leadership, and then I belong also to YWCA, Young Women's Christian Association. Ito naman po yung spiritual side ko na we teach them how to interpret the Bible, prayers. May mga days po na nilalaan kami dito sa Bible study at sa spiritual growth of our girls and young adults. And also, one of the organization I'm now with is the Family Peace Association of the Philippines. Ang main headquarters is in Seattle, Washington. And in July, we will have our first convention in Manila Hotel. So actually, Gov Cora, halos pare-pareho naman ng mga organization. May mga advocacies. Kaya lang, siyempre, ang Philippine Red Cross, ibang-iba. Ibang-iba. Makikita mo right away ano ang resulta na iyong pagtulong sa mga nararamdaman ng mga beneficiaries. Yung po ang kaibahan.
Actually, I walked your path. Nanggaling din ako sa Girl Scout. Nanggaling din ako sa YWCA. At magkasama tayo sa Red Cross.
Yes.
Feeling ko na dapat maunawaan ng mga nanonood, nakikinig sa atin. It doesn't matter kung saan tayo kasama. Palagi nire-remind tayo ni Chairman Gordon, ang Red Cross ay isang international humanitarian organization. We are not just a country organization. Kaya siguro ang tanong ko sa iyo will be lessons learned. Ano yung natutunan mo sa Red Cross? Kasi nagpupunta tayo sa Geneva, sa ibang countries, ano? Pero ano yung naging lessons mo learned sa Red Cross from then and now? Parang ano yung feeling mo? Kasi alam nyo, para sa mga nanonood ng kinig, si Go Baby pag tumakbo sa election palaging top notcher.
Ibang klase talaga.
I honor, yes, I honor. Sige, go ahead, baby. Ano yung mga lessons learned mo sa Red Cross? Kasi marami ka natunan sa ibang organizations. But what is significant sa Red Cross? Sa iyong palagay?
Ang lessons learned ko sa Red Cross, para makapagsilbi ka ng tunay, kailangan din tunay ang puso mo, tunay ang commitment mo, at yung unconditional love na dapat ibigay sa ating movement. Kasi for me, pag wala ang puso mo sa pagsiservisyo, wala ring mangyayari. Kaya ang parameter ko, Gov Cora, dapat ang pag-serve sa Red Cross, ibigay mo lahat. Unconditional love. Huwag ka nang mag-expect na you have to get something in return. Diba? Kaya very fulfilling eh. Pag nakita mo na nakatulong ka sa mga tao talagang kapos na kapos at nangangailangan, nandun yung fulfillment. Because ang ibinigay mo ay yung unconditional love at saka pagtulong sa ating talagang the poorest among the poor.
Oo. Alam mo, I'm glad you mentioned that kasi maaring iba, akala ang Red Cross dugo lamang, ano? Kaya isa sa mga ginagawa ngayon natin is really preparing the Red Crossers to be prepared kung sakalit merong events na kumbaga disaster, etc. Maraming ano. Siguro, ang gusto ko namang ibalik kay Ava ngayon is that ano naman ang natutunan mo, ang difference, kumbaga, kasi regional ka na ngayon, ano? From Philippines to Malaysia, ano yung nakita mong kaibahan naman pag nasa regional level ka na? Ano yung masasabi kong lessons learned mo naman from Red Cross here and to Red Cross there? If I may simplify it. Go ahead, Ava.
Thanks, Gov. Doc, very diverse yung context ng Asia Pacific. Parang iisipin natin, magkakamukha tayo, we all have the same skin color. For the most part, kasi syempre in East Asia, may mga iba pa rin na with Japan, China, and Korea context, for example. I mean, in terms of the physical features as Asians. But it's very diverse and talagang may iba-iba po din silang needs in every disaster. So there are sensitivities as well that we have to be really careful about kasi syempre, we hold up with our fundamental principles first and foremost above anything. But it's very important na malaman yung iba't ibang context kasi it's not the same. Like, yeah, you come with that experience from Philippine Red Cross as a good training ground. But for example, it will not be the same as when you apply the same context, for example, let's say in Myanmar or Afghanistan. Kasi may mga kailangan po tayong i-follow na different procedures that are in place. So that's what I do as well. It's like a continuous learning then to get to know and learn how it works best with those different contexts, different national societies, so we can apply the best approach for them when it comes to their communications needs, Gov.
Alam mo, nakita ko sa mga areas mo, different cultural practice, ano? Kasi iba-iba ang kultura. And therefore, kailangan mag-a-adjust ka din. Kay Go Baby
Opo.
naman ang nakikita ko is that yung kanyang personality fits well with the Red Cross because she's very engaging. Madali siya makipag-usap kahit na kaninong mga dumarating ng mga bisita. At nakita ko, ang challenge sa kanya is also, she has the financial resources. Kung kailangan niya mag-travel, hindi naman niya inaasahan ang Red Cross pang magbabayad sa kanya para sa kanya. Talagang, ang sabi ko nga, kayang-kaya ni Go Baby kahit saan pumunta, kahit saan mundo. Pero nakita ko din naman na naunawaan niya bakit kailangan pumunta sa isang lugar versus sa ibang lugar. Hindi naman, namimili naman siya. Hindi naman lahat pinupuntahan niya para lang makapunta. Pero nakita kami sa Turkey. Kahit sa daling panahon na nakita. Ikwento mo yung biyahe natin sa Turkey.
Maganda naman yung biyahe natin sa Turkey, Gov Cora, kasi yung bawat national society, nakakakuha rin tayo ng mga experiences nila na natutunan natin at ina-apply din natin sa ating bansa. Maraming national societies na willing to share their experiences. At tayo naman nakikinabang na katulad ng Pilipinas, the other third world countries, yon ang ina-adapt nila sa bansa nila. Kaya ako, kung I can attend mga ganitong convention, I try my best to attend kasi marami tayong lessons from them na natututunan na pwede talaga nating i-apply dito sa atin. Gov Cora.
Yes. At si Go Baby, palaging may picture. Kaya palagi siyang may souvenir. Bilib na bilib sa kanya. Working driver yan. Meron siyang driver na tinatawagan niya para kumuha ng retrato. Dito siguro sa communication, di ba mahalaga din ang mga larawan? Mahalaga din yung parang documentation na nakikita ko na malaking papel ang ginagampanan bilang regional communications manager. Go ahead, Ava.
Opo, Doc. Actually, well, I know it's very cliche, but a picture paints 1,000 words.
Yes.
And we always make sure that with our network of staff and volunteers all the way to the remotest communities na we still have access. Kaya lang talagang minsan mahihirapan tayo. For example, yung nangyaring landslide sa Papua New Guinea recently, nahirapan po talaga tayong kumuha ng mga footages kasi very difficult po na ma-access yung area, very remote, and even the government itself nahirapan po silang i-access in terms of search and rescue. So it comes with its challenges as well na kahit ngayon iisipin natin madali tayong makakuha ng picture, but there are also times na okay, you have the picture but you also have to make sure that it's culturally appropriate and that it will not ignite any negative reaction among the community. Kasi halimbawa po, for example, may mga, syempre meron tayong consent form to make sure na minors, children, we get the approval from their parents or anyone adult related to them na they approve for public use yung mga pictures. And I know it's very powerful even with the campaign of the UN on Gaza. At the moment, they use a lot of images and videos of children, which we understand kasi talagang very nakaka-invite po siya ng attention. But we also have to be very careful nga po, Gov, kasi in different context, may mga sensitivities po tayo and procedures na kailangan ma-clear muna before we post it. And yet, yes, we are very lucky as an international and largest organization na we can have access to those pictures anytime we need it, especially kung may disaster po na nangyayari.
Yes, correct ka dyan. Alam mo, I am fortunate na nabigyan ako ng Lifetime Award ng Philippine National Volunteer Coordinating Council. Noong 2016, I followed Chairman Gordon. Ang nakita ko, yung volunteerism should really be espoused in all of our communities. And of course, katulad ni Go Baby, hindi naman madali ito. First, you must have the energy, you must have the strength, and you must have the resources. Kaya nakikita ko na hindi na dapat marami tayong matutunan na it is not just for anybody. It is for those special people who are willing to give their time, talent, and treasure because this is what volunteerism is all about. At tamang-tama siguro ang tanong ko kay Go Baby, ano yung pinaka-unusual? Mag-post muna tayo, no?
Apo, Gob Cora, Gob Baby at Ma'am Aba, kasi 3:30 na, so kailangan muna natin magbigay sa isang commercial break. At sa pagbabalik natin, meron po tayong ipapalabas po na isang video at ito'y panoorin po natin at tayo magbabalik sa ilang mga paalala.
Okay.
Mas matatag na ugnayang pang-ekonomiya ang layunin ni Pangulong Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. sa kanyang pagbisita sa Brunei Darussalam.
During this trip to Brunei, we will sign the Philippines-Brunei Darussalam MOU on tourism cooperation. And through this MOU, we hope to entice and attract Bruneian tourists to explore the Philippines. I am confident that our partnership with Brunei in these important sectors will further bolster political, economic, and people-to-people ties. I look forward to securing investments that will generate more jobs, contribute to poverty alleviation, and accelerate the economic transformation of our country.
Kasunod dito ay ang pagbisita naman ng Pangulo sa Singapore para dumalo sa Shangri-La Dialogue na nakasentro sa usaping pangseguridad.
The Shangri-La Dialogue is a very important dialogue because it is a dialogue about security and defense concerns amongst several foreign ministers, defense ministers, and I think it is extremely timely that I attend and put forward and articulate the Philippines' perspective and outlook on defense and diplomacy.
Para sa iba pang mga balita at impormasyon, manatiling nakatutok. Tapat sa Pag-uulat, Radyo Pilipinas.
Welcome to our Philippine Red Cross 140 Volunteer Meet and Simulation Exercise. Event or activity is very important to us because 140 program in particular is very significant in our context. Philippines is divided by bodies of water and we have a lot of islands. Houses are scattered. The chairman's order is that no one must be left behind. We have to be able to reach the last mile to deliver the first mile. Philippines Red Cross are not matter! Woo! Today is very special to us because we are visited by our president of the IFRC, Madam Kate Forbes. She's been to Philippines 3 times. This is her 3rd time. However, since her election to the presidency of the IFRC, this is her first mission to Asia Pacific and her first stop is the Philippines.
Kinuha ko yung Victory Liner, bibigay sa akin yan. Pagka kailangan ko ng Bakuna Bus, Victory Liner. Kailangan ko yung bus. Pag kailangan ko sa Bisaya, Ceres Liner. They will lend me their buses. Ubi Liner will lend me their buses. Kailangan ko ng aeroplano. Today, I borrowed an air helicopter. Papahiramin ako. I go to Mindanao, I borrow a plane. Why do they lend me a plane? I'm no longer in power. I'm not a senator anymore. But they still help me because they know totoo tayo. Because we volunteer. Walang kapalit. Walang bayad.
why did I pick the Philippines to come for my first mission in Asia Pacific? And it's a very simple reason. Actually, I understand there are 2 million simple reasons. There are 2 million volunteers here in the Philippines. When we were doing our research about where to go and what I could learn as president, it became very evident that the leader in doing what I call the last mile, going to, in your case, 40,000 different communities, is in the Philippines. You were doing it as well or better than all other 191 national societies.
You volunteer, you take part. Wala po pilit sa'yo, wala tumututok ng baril. Hoy, mag-volunteer ka. Wala na may milit. The best person is one who volunteers. May kusang loob, may malasakit, at kapwa-tao. Wala tayo yan. We have no soul. Taga-masid lang kayo, taga-panood lang kayo. You will be taken for granted. Because if you do not participate, you are nobody. And you don't have to be rich. And because we did COVID, tayo pinakamataas, katalo natin lahat, pati gobyerno, lahat, pati privado, sumunod lang sila sa atin, tagawa natin. Could you ever imagine kung anong tapang ninyo, kung anong lakas ninyo? You know why matapang kayo? Because kahit na nahihirapan tayo, ang talagang pinakamayaman na tao nahihirapan siya, kahit siya nahihirapan, hindi siya natutulog. A volunteer must get involved. Hindi hinihintay niya yung leader, you must be a leader yourself. Diyan ako nagsimula. Hindi ka papayag maging leader, mahina ang base. Kailangan may papalit sa akin, may papalit sa inyo. Pagkakailangan ko sa'yo. Walang bata, walang matanda.
What is very important here is that we must remember always that in our country, it is so challenging. It will continue to be challenging because we are anticipating more and more untoward incidents. So the Red Cross must be there. The communities actually always expect the Red Cross to be there.
Ayan ang 11-11-11. Kayo yan. Bawat quadrant, bawat shoulder ng cross, meron tayong 11 people. That's why it's 44. Kaya ginawa kong 143. I love humanity. That's what it means. I love you. Ito nga pakita na magaling tayo mga Pilipino. Kahit may barbarian at nagsisimula ang galing sa mga katulad natin. Tulad ninyo. Hindi tayo binabayaran dito. Binabayaran kayo, may presyo na kayo. At tawag ko sa inyo, you're priceless. Pag binayaran kayo, you're worthless. Saan yan? Kung may bayad kayo, wala na responsa. Pero pagka kayo, may kusang loob, talagang may utang loob sa inyo ang mamamayang Pilipino.
Na naganap na earthquake simulation exercise nung nakaraang Friday, May 31. Diyan po sa Subic Training and Logistics Center sa SBMA po na dinalahan po ng ating North and Central Luzon chapters. Kasama po ang ating Chairman and CEO Richard J. Gordon, ang ating President ng International Federation of Red Cross and Red Crescent Societies na si Miss Kate Forbes, at iba pang Board of Governors at si Dr. Gwen Pang. Gob Cora?
Yes, nung Thursday, magkasama kami ni Gob Baby, magkatabi pa nga kami.
Yes.
Nakinig kami sa discussion, yung experience ng mga on COVID-19. Kaya gusto ko ding ibalita, hindi natin napakita dito, pero maybe in the future, pwede natin pakita yung dialogue sa COVID-19.
Yes,
kasi yun ang talagang very successful na program na ginawa natin during the COVID years. And I think nakita din ng IFRC President Kate Forbes na mahalagang nagawa ng Philippine Red Cross.
Yes po.
At, pero si Go Baby nagmamadali, umalis. Meron pa siyang pumunta.
Hindi siya nakaabot dun sa appreciation night
na event the following day.
Opo.
Am I correct, Go Baby?
Yes, Gob Cora.
Opo. Hindi nga kami nakapag-abot ni Gob Baby. Actually, nung kinagabihan noon na Gob Cora, tayo po ay binigyan ng appreciation ng International Federation ng Red Cross, si Chairman Gordon at si Dr. Gwen Pang.
Yes, oo. Ang gusto ko lang sabihin ngayon, in summary, kasi napanood din ito, I'm sure ni Ava, at nakita niya ko, di naman tayo magko-compare sa ibang countries kasi each country is different. Pero nakikita ko na we should be the forebearers of yung mga innovations because of our chairman and of our Secretary General. Kaya naniniwala ako na kami bilang, kumbaga, tigasunod as governors, may katungkulang kami suportahan ang leadership ng ating Philippine Red Cross. At kasama na rito ay yung kaalaman tungkol sa nangyayari sa ibang bansa. Katulad ni Ava ay communications manager siya. Opo. Sa Malaysia. Mahalaga na naimbita siya natin dito para ikwento sa atin kung ano na naman ang nangyayari sa iba't ibang lugar na covered ng kanyang region. At sana, in the future, Go Baby, makapunta din tayo sa mga areas na na-mention niya na hindi pa natin nararating.
Oo.
Kung pwedeng marating. Sana maimbita tayo tingnan kung ano naman at makatulong on the volunteer development. Go ahead, Ava.
Thank you, Gob. Opo nga, very exciting po. And actually, pag po nakikita ko yung mga representatives from Philippine Red Cross or from the delegation na nasa ibang lugar. Halimbawa po, I think nandun po si Dr. Gwen Pang at saka si Chairman Gordon po and a couple of PRC staff. So very proud po ako kapag may mga representation po tayo na ganon. And I believe Philippine Red Cross is also stepping up as a donor national society. As far as I know, may contribution din po in terms of human resources. Marami po tayong mga deployed na mga surge delegate during the peak of the Rohingya crisis between Bangladesh and Myanmar noon pong 2017. So marami po tayong mga na-deploy, natulungan po natin yung setting up ng systems and mechanisms po doon sa operation, which is actually now in movement operation. And then as far as I know din po, meron pong financial contributions sa Afghanistan humanitarian crisis appeal. So very proud po ako lagi kapag may mga ganyan pong representation or support na nanggagaling sa Philippine Red Cross. And I think the movement is also very accommodating when it comes to participants from the Philippine Red Cross, when it comes to sharing of their experiences and expertise, halimbawa po in different field of finance, administration, and human resources. Communities, Cora.
Yeah. Alam mo, I always ask this question sa mga panauwi natin dito sa programa. Yung pinaka-karanasang hindi makakalimutan ng pagiging engaged sa Red Cross. Dahil iba-iba ang karanasan, whether you're a governor, you're a staff, or you're with a foreign delegation, iba-iba ang karanasan natin. We can have difficulties encountered o kaya happy engagement. So siguro you can have both. Yung medyo malungkot dahil mahirap, pero yun din nakakapagbigay saya. So challenge ko kay Baby ngayon ay tanungin siya, ano yung natatandaan mo? Parang karanasang hindi makakalimutan na whether here or abroad, na pasasabi mong happy ka o nalungkot ka. Wow, para radyo, ha? Go ahead, go baby.
Gov Cora, ang nare-remember ko yung lindol.
Yes.
I was in America at that time Pagdating ko sa bahay, lahat na ng gamit namin basag na and everything. Wala na talaga kaming magawa. Sa TV naman, nakikita ko how the Philippine Red Cross worked during that time na nagkalindol. Makikita mo si Chairman Gordon and the rest of our volunteers, talagang hands-on sila sa pagtulong. Yun ang one of the most memorable experiences na naranasan ko. At saka dun sa Bohol also.
Yes.
Yung sa Bohol na nandun ang Red Cross, nandun ang mga volunteers natin from Bohol. Ang ano lang sa akin, ang sometimes yung sabi mo, ano ang happiness na nakuha mo sa Red Cross. Yung happiness sa pag nakita mo yung mga tao naka-smile after getting our bag, Red Cross bag na punong-puno ng mga goodies, canned goods and everything, makikita mo yung happiness sa mukha nila na hindi ko ma-imagine na parang thank you sa Red Cross sa pagtulong nyo, salamat po sa inyo. That gives me more inspiration to be with the Red Cross, Gov Cora. Yung mga ganong expressions.
Thank you. Kasi kay Ava, nakikita ko yung challenge naman. Kasi iba-iba naman ang development ng mga countries. Lalo ng mga island countries, no? Siyempre, maliliit ito. Di kagad nararating. Pero sa'yo, ang nakita ko, ano yung tuntua ka kasi may nangyaring maganda. At yung nalungkot ka naman dahil grabe ang naging epekto ng disaster or any problem that happened in the particular country that you were assigned or nakita mo. Go ahead, Ava.
Thank you, Gov. Yung sa akin po, let's say mag-start tayo dun sa siguro that was the most challenging time. Nung nagsisimula pa lang kasi ako, I was the reporting and communication officer. So talagang kapag may big emergency, yung role ko in reporting is to sit in the headquarters to draft the proposal, put the updates together. But at the same time, my communications role will require me to be out in the field to get pictures, videos, beneficiary testimonies. So ang hirap pong hatiin yung katawan during that time, especially marami pong big challenge that may Kuala Lumpur office, may Geneva office tayo na nagde-demand for how we survive. But and I think the most fulfilling is I will always remember the story in Typhoon Sendong. So one time we were there, we were deployed. I think I was even with Kuya Molly that time. Nagpunta kami ng evacuation center sa may stadium pa ito. There was a woman na pregnant. So, nagkausap kami, how is she doing, how she survived the floods. Buntis po siya noon. And then, 9 months or 1 year later, nag-field ako ulit. Pumunta ako dun sa housing natin na pinatayo natin sa Cagayan de Oro. May tumatawag sa akin na babae. Sabi niya, Ma'am Ava. Tapos pinuntahan ko siya. Ako yung buntis na na-interview mo noon. Ito na yung anak ko. Tapos may bahay na sila. So I was really proud na eventually naging qualified siya in terms of our selection criteria na maka-receive ng assistance. And I was really proud na nangyari yung ganong life-changing event sa buhay niya despite losing everything during the Typhoon Sento.
Galing. Anyway, ang last part ng aking tanong is about yourself. Kasi para kung hindi naman to MMK, pero yung gusto kong malaman, who is Governor Baby Ortiz? Saan siya pinanganak? Saan siya nag-aaral? At ano yung gusto niyang iparating sa mga nanonood sa akin? Same with you, Ava. Sino ka? Sino si Governor Baby Ortiz? Saan siya pinanganak? Sino mga magulang niya? Medyo hindi naman masyadong mahaba. Ay, sila. Go ahead, Gov.
Ako po si Gov. Leonida Bayani Ortiz na maaaring yung tawaging baby dahil mas kilala po ako sa palayaw na yan. Ako ay lumaki sa Binyan, Laguna at doon din ako nagtapos ng elementarya at high school. Meron po akong 7 mga kapatid at ang aking mga magulang ay Tubong, Laguna at San Juan. Nakatapos po ako ng BS Tourism sa University of the Philippines, Asian Institute of Tourism, BS Business Administration sa Philippine Women's University at nang tumira po ako sa Honolulu, Hawaii ng almost 4 years, nag-aral po ako doon ng secretarial para makatulong din sa management sa office, administrative. Ang akin pong asawa ay ang si Gov. Justo Ortiz na siya po ay 10 years ago nang yumao. He passed away 10 years ago. He was a presidential advisor on civic affairs of then President Joseph Ejercito Estrada. Ang aking pong message ngayong hapon na ito, we must remember that we are just passing through this world but once. So whatever goodness or kindness, anong mission natin, gawin na natin po ito ngayon. For we will never pass this way again. Gov. Cora.
Wow, ang galing naman. Talagang bagay na bagay sa programa ng Red Cross. Ikaw naman, Ava, kasi parang ang Aba Ginoong Maria. Pero hindi Ginong Maria. Pero kahanga-hanga na nagsimula ka sa Red Cross, nasa international ka. And I hope sometime you can be in Geneva, other countries na narating na rin namin ni Go Baby. Hindi ko alam makakarating pa, pero I'm hopeful na sa pagitan ng ating ginagawang programa ay maibandilyo natin na iba ang ginagawa natin sa Pilipinas. Pinapaalam natin sa mga ginagawa ng Red Cross sa isang programang kakaiba. At gusto nating ma-involve natin mga volunteers, mga staff para maunawaan nila ang kahalagan ng pagbabalita na talagang teritoryo mo dahil ikaw Regional Communications Manager. Go ahead, Ava.
Thank you, Gov. I would say it's been a really kind of a journey for me. Actually, ngayon I realized na magkapit-bahay kami ni Gov Baby kasi I'm from Cavite, here in Silang. And I also studied in UP but in Los Baños. So I took development communication back in the day. And then that time, you would think as communication major, you would end up in the TV or radio. But kasi yung course ko talagang community-oriented communication siya. So talagang I'm very thankful na I'm still in my field and I'm still doing it and practicing it on a daily basis kasi maraming ang brain drain issues sa Pilipinas. So yeah, I grew up in Silang, born and raised here. I think I used to be a recipient of aid. We lost our home to Typhoon Rosing back in 1995. I was just 7 years old. And then I had no idea how these things work, how life goes on. And then until nakitira kami sa lola ko, and then by the hard work of my parents, nakapagpundar kami ng maliit na bahay. And it's still here. My parents are still here in Silang, Cavite. And then outside work, I would say I'm just a lazy person who would just want sleep and read books and then explore different places. So for example, we have to some places where I can understand if available na mag-travel according to our security standards. You have to be immersed dun sa culture para maintindihan mo why things are being done the same way. So yeah, it's been a good life, I would say. We have to be very thankful and kahit anong mangyari, laban lagi because I think your heart will always take you where you are, sabi nga ni Gov Baby. And yeah, I think it's been very grateful to be part of the movement, to make a change in people's lives, to the different things, different roles that we do. And I hope to do this for the many years to come.
Thank you very much.
Last day,
goodbye
alam
na
mo,
tayo, pasasalamat.
Alam mo, Gov Cora.
Goodbye na, pasasalamat na. Go ahead.
Last message, Ma'am Baby.
Okay. Thank you very much, Gov Cora and Edison and Ava. Nice meeting you. Let us just continue this commitment and passion and love for the Red Cross and for those who have less in life. Let's really make a difference. Sabi nga ni Ava, let's make a difference.
Ayan. Regards po sa buong Manila chapter kay Ma'am Baby Cayetano. Ma'am.
Thank you.
Aba, message. Goodbye na.
Final message po, Ma'am Aba.
Thank you, Gov. Thank you, Edison. Actually, na-ambush lang ako ni Edison during this week sa Makati siya. And of course, I will do anything for PRC because it was where I started. I will always look back. I'm very happy na makita ko yung mga kasabay ko sa deployment back in the day. I will always be very thankful. Kasi yan talaga naging training ground ko. I always tell Mang Gwen, ma'am, if not for you, I will not be where I am now.
Yes,
so thank you for all the support. And I'm very happy to share my side of story and for the time you have allocated for me today. Salamat po, Gov. Salamat, Edison. And nice to meet you, Gov Baby.
Yes.
Thank you.
Para sa inyong dalawa, at of course kay Edison, yung favorite quotation ko from Edward Hale, I am only one, but I am one. I cannot do everything, but I can do something. And what I can do, I ought to do. And by the grace of God, I will do. Have a wonderful, wonderful Sunday. What is left of Sunday? And have a good week next week. Thank you, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.
Salamat.
Ate, last days na ni Ma'am Aba dito sa Pinas na babalik na ulit yan ng Malaysia. Okay, at yan na po ang ating programang Kalingahatid ng Red Cross Radyo Pilipinas ngayon pong 2 ng Hunyo. Ngayon linggo po at syempre ito po si Edison Enriquez at susunod na po ang pagbabalita hatid po ni Sir Albert Sebastian at kasunod po ng programa ni Vance Pernates, Pulso ng Pilipino. 3 minuto bago mag-alas 4 ng hapon.
We know